spirits grow restless.
I am reborn again and again. I am the will of the Emperor. I am Death's hand.
I swear, one of these days I'll find a way around your guard. Happily, I feel that I learn something every time I face you, even if it's only a new place to nurse a bruise, so long as you're certain you have time. Let us begin.
Body needs healing.
Did you see? Master Li was watching. He may not show it, but he clearly takes pride in watching his students practice. I learn something every time we meet, proving that loss sometimes is the best teacher. Thank the heavens the bruises are worth it. You are gracious as always. I regret that there won't be much time for such practice now that you've almost finished your training. Master Li told me to pass on that you should speak to him when you have the chance. He said you could take your time, so you need not rush. He specifically told me that it was no rush, so I didn't think it would be vital. Besides, who could turn down a chance to practice with you? You have some time to wander the school and talk with other students. Smiling Mountain likely has some of the younger students available if you want to spar. I shall leave you to it. Take care, my friend.
Lee would have your attention for the rest of the day. It is good to see you. I know you haven't had much time for simple sparring. It is too bad. Your fellow students benefit from your experience. A strong opponent is the best trainer. There are a few, but not enough for me to set up some of the more challenging matches that I'm sure you would prefer. There will be more students available later in the day when many of their exercises have concluded. Very well. I'll choose someone who is competent in out, so fight until your opponent is knocked out. Get ready. Very good. Another victory. There are a few. There will be. I am charged with. Master Li is very strict about what is taught here, because martial skill is a pathway to great power, and that holds certain risks. It is not just good over evil. Few things in life are that simple. The common way to say it is, do you follow the way of the open palm or the closed fist? You are the sum of your actions. The harmony or discord that you sow will weigh on your shoulders as surely as any physical yoke. But there can be advantages. Certain forms of attack inherently lean toward one extreme or the other. They have a rhythm that resonates within you. You may find that some attacks perform better if you are more intent on causing discord. How you use this is for you to discover and decide. A term for the high path, or perhaps the way of restraint and harmony. Many aspire to it, but few achieve it. It is a path of resisting tyranny. Of course, the source of that tyranny varies. It is just as dangerous coming from without as within. Tyranny from external sources is easy to find and fight. Defending those who cannot defend themselves is a reasonable example. But when your abilities are so much greater than those around you, there is the temptation to set everything right by might alone. That is tyranny from within. True, but that can become a convenient excuse. Eventually you may decide that even direct violence is too inefficient for someone of your strength. It is a small leap from there to enforcing your will so that the crime never takes place. Suddenly you are the oppressor, when all you wanted to do was make things right. This way of the open palm is not without its hidden dangers, despite the best of intentions. It is the low path, the way of aggression and discord, a misunderstood path often misused by those who wish to justify a thuggish nature. It is not as simple as crushing your enemies or as mindless as terrorizing the weak. It is a mindset born of impatience, of imposing your will. An evil man might ignore a plea for help because he does not care, but that shows a disconnection with the world. That is not part of the way. A man on the low path might also ignore that plea, but he would do so because that person should demonstrate they are fit to survive on their own. The difference is in the details. That same man might help if the odds are unreasonable. He might also do it to incur favor. There is thought in his actions. He is not a mindless killer, but he may let strength decide what course is best. That is why it is a dangerous path. It can so easily be misinterpreted. I am charged with giving whatever instruction I can, but my insights deal more with the Master Li is a private man, and I will not presume to speak for him. His interest in you surpasses the care of any master I have known. He must see great potential in you. If you wish, but only introspection reveals true insight. I used to call the trading center of Phoenix Gate my home, but I am settled here. I have nothing to go back to. It is not important. Suffice to say that I prefer this little village to the temptations of a greater city. Enough about me. What else can I do for you? It has been several years since I arrived in Two Rivers. I was surprised to find a teacher of Master Li's ability so far out on the borderlands. It was a fortuitous accident. I have studied the martial arts all my life and serve your master as I am able. He is devoted to your training and needs someone to assist the other students. I am charged with giving whatever instruction I can, but my insights deal more with the philosophy of combat than the skills themselves. The turtle's shell protects him only from harm of which he is aware. Ask away. Ah, yes, training. For some time now, I have offered, for a small fee, to run students through a short regimen that will help them enhance their abilities. The lessons you learn from me, or from any trainer for that matter, will stay with you and help make you stronger or better able to focus your mind or magic. No, I try to improve base abilities, but through the basics that Master Lee has instilled. When you have the opportunity, I'm sure you will pick up new styles quickly. Training has worth, and Master Lee allows me to collect a small fee to reinforce this. Travel outside 2 rivers and you will find my prices are quite reasonable. Let's see what you can learn.
Uso siir uthak tarwair, shathir owosu.
Greetings, fellow student. Master Lee has asked that no students leave the school until the morning meditations are concluded. Please do not. This is the first task I have been given, and I don't want to get distracted. What do you mean? Some sort of test? Ask me anything. I am... Wait, I know this. Yes, it's weapon, martial, support, transformation, and magic. Weapon and martial styles are pretty self-explanatory. Support styles allow you to paralyze, slow, or otherwise hamper your foes. Magic styles allow you to use your chi to control the elements, while transformation styles allow you to assume the form of creatures or even demons. I'm only repeating what I have learned in my time here, senior student, but that was one of the first things I memorized. Chi is our internal magical energy. Is that it? Yes. And we can use our chi to hasten the healing process of superficial wounds. Additionally, chi can be used to strengthen our blows, making the most of each strike. I'm sure that's right. I can't channel my chi like you and Dawnstar yet, but one day. Of his history? Nothing. He is supposed to be a great master, but I just arrived, so I know very little about him. I wish I knew more, senior student, but that is all I can answer about our master. Oh, good. I mean, yes, thank you, senior student, for the chance to answer your questions. Master Lee was looking to speak with you, wasn't he? After he left me here, he went back to his house in the center of the school, if you're looking for him.
Oh, senior student. Not too. So we thought we'd take a moment to practice. Would you like to join us? We could team up against you and learn from the best. This is good news. That's enough. I didn't think we'd win, but it was an honor to face you. Thank you very much. We have to go. Smiling Mountain's going to be teaching a class soon, and then we have weapons training.
It is an honor to be approached by the school's most senior student. My mother had high hopes for the school when she sent me here from the capital. Sometimes I wonder if I'm ready to train with others of such skill. Even in the robes of a junior student, I feel a long way from my home in the Imperial City. I haven't yet settled in. My studies in the Imperial City were far inferior to the instruction you've had. I will just have to work twice as hard to catch up to your level of skill. Even then, it will take a long time to be your match. How long have you studied with Master Li? You and Dawnstar have both had a lifetime of training under Master Li. He is stern with you, but you sure can see that he's proud as well. I'm sorry. I shouldn't pester you with my questions. I don't know anyone else who displays the skill you do. Well, perhaps Gao, but he lacks discipline. That is why he still wears the robes of a junior student, despite his ability. Dawnstar would be next, with few able to match her delicate moves. Beyond that, the only other person I know well is Smiling Mountain, the sparring master. I know she is sensitive to things the rest of us can't see. Sometimes I feel sorry for her. It obviously makes her feel different, and that's not right. I think she was given a gift. Unlike responsibility, it may not always be pleasant, but it's something she should be proud of. It shouldn't isolate her. I have seen his kind in the city. He thinks his family's wealth is a substitute for nobility and is angered when others still see him for what he is, a crass and spoiled bully. Advanced students so we can learn. I have heard about and seen your skill, but I haven't been here long enough to know much more. Most of the students seem to appreciate your abilities. I hate to put words in other people's mouths, but it's obvious that Gao does not favor you. Master Li has been a mediator of sorts, but Gao responds poorly to authority. I'll answer what I... He is one man and guides his students well. My last school had 2 masters who feuded all the time. It made learning very difficult. At the Black Leopard School, I learned the bare basics of a style under First Brother Kai, but not enough to say I'd mastered anything more than a few core techniques. I'd demonstrate, but I don't think I even could. Master Li's teachings have been so much more effective that I have forgotten most of what I learned in the capital. He is greatly skilled and tutors his students intently. You especially. My school in the city was mired in politics, not an environment that promotes diligent study. It's funny, but I still want to look over my shoulder. I have to remember that we are a long way from the ears of the Lotus Assassins. They're the Emperor's personal guardians. In the Imperial City, they watch everyone and everything, looking for those who would question the course of the Empire. The Lotus Assassins visit people who ask a lot of questions. The Emperor... There's already enough darkness without making up stories about shadows, in my opinion. And try Lynn. She seems very interested in the ghosts. I'm no map maker, but I know the basics of the way the Empire is laid out. What do you want to know? It was a beautiful place to grow up. The brightest minds, the most noble houses, all the greatest warriors gather there. It's truly the most vibrant place in the world. I'm glad to be here, don't get me wrong. Two Rivers, though, is very... peaceful. I'm used to a more hectic pace, I think. It's taking me some time to adjust. Two Rivers... They consider farmers uneducated rustics, though they'd use less polite terms. They'd change their tune if they could see such a skilled tutor as Master Li out here. The Empire is divided into 4 massive provinces. This area, largely agricultural, is the Golden Delta. To the north lies the Seat of Heaven, which holds the Imperial City. In the prosperous east, you can find port cities like the Phoenix Gate. To the west lie the hills of the 6 Holy Scrolls. I know little about those 2 provinces, though. I'm honored that you should ask. What do you want to know? The school I attended in the Imperial City was becoming mired in politics, so my mother sent me out to the country instead. Politics is dangerous, she always said. Oh, I don't know. It just seems like the city is changing. Strange people, strange machines. These are interesting times. I think she just wanted to know that I'd be safe. Well, that won't be for a long time, but I'll probably return to the Imperial City. Perhaps I'll join the Imperial Guard. It's hard to think that far ahead. Goodbye.
Master Li says, but he has sheltered us from any disturbance.
Always good to see you wandering the school. You're the best among us, after all. So it makes everyone train a little harder when you're around. The tricky part is making sure we're emulating you, not hoping to take you down a peg. You should think carefully before bruising the tender egos around here. Oh, did I tell you to see Master Li when you...
What? The old man? That's what he is. Young men don't like. If anything, you disrespect this school by monopolizing so much. I've heard worse threats from children. I know you'd never start anything without the old man's permission. You wouldn't dare risk your status as exemplar to us. When did your tongue develop such barbs? Be careful lashing it around like that. Someone might tear it out for you. Master Lee wants to talk to you. Do me a favor and go talk to him. Then maybe I can actually receive some education at this school. I have nothing to say to a dog bounding after its master. Go bother someone else.
Ah, there you are, my student. I watched your bout against Jingwu with great pride. You have gained almost all you can from the practice arena. You are my best pupil, though you came to me an orphan. I have tried to prepare you for the responsibility your skills will bring. Have you given thought to your future? Your lessons are complete. Remember these basic skills and keep them at heart. But also remember the classes are not a true measure of ability. Always be ready to learn. I recall that, as a child, you fell and bruised your arm. I comforted you, saying that small pains are part of learning, but not every setback imparts wisdom. You must be careful. Sometimes all you learn in defeat is that you have been defeated. This world is out of balance. Spirits grow restless, and you have a role to play that I have kept secret. Those who announce their important destiny before they are ready tend to meet unfortunate ends. The wise only seek attention when capable of dealing with it. The people are scared. I do not have all the answers, but I know you will become very important to the fates of many. You will be called to face a great evil.
Master! Master Lee!
What is this interruption? This had better be important. There is much to say.
Master! Nijo came to warn me. He saw a boat from the outlook past the fields. Strange outlaws. They fired something at him, and Kiamin was injured.
Where is she now?
Still outside the village by the outlook. Nijo couldn't carry her. Please come, Master Lee. The bandits are not at the village yet, but they could arrive at any time.
We will have to continue our discussion later, my student. It appears we have more pressing matters. You will have your chance to fight soon enough. Go to Gu Jin, the weapon master. He has a weapon for you, and you will have need of it before long. On your way, make certain Dawnstar is aware of the danger. Her skills have always complemented yours, so take her with you. Prepare yourself for a potential attack while I tend to my fallen student. I will return as soon as I can. We will continue our discussion when the threat is over. Dawnstar will be near her garden at the entrance to the school. Gu Jin will be... Good. The time comes when you will know all you need to. For now, keep the basics at heart.
The obvious path is humble, safe, but pays the wage of a cook, not a champion. Interconnectedness of all.
I may finally get a chance to see some combat. I'm sure Master Li will be able to save Kia Min even if she's wounded. But I wonder who will salve her pride. Walking along the shore, my training is almost complete. I wonder who will replace you as our example. It certainly won't be me. I can't even imagine Master Li saying, "You must strive to be like Lin in all things" to the others. Just the opposite, more likely. That's easy enough for you to say. You're already the best in the school. Of course, maybe I should spend more time training and less time worrying about where I stand in the school. How else will I be good enough to take you down one of these days? Besides, there might be bigger things to worry about. I find myself intrigued by the ghost tales that everyone's mentioning. Why would you ask me? Everyone knows I don't get along with her. She's too moody to talk to, always looking past you as if there's something more interesting happening behind you. You certainly don't seem to have any trouble getting along with her. And you, of all people, should know to look for her at her garden by the school gate. You think I will talk about them behind their backs? I will, but I don't want people to think of me as the local gossip, even if I am just that. Of note? There's only one student of note, and that would be you. Everyone else, even Dawnstar, is just a background for you and your supposed destiny. Not that you don't deserve the attention. I'd be flirting with you non-stop if you weren't so focused on whatever it is Master Li has in store for you. All of us get a little envious of that. Even Gao gets pushed aside, and he doesn't like being anything less than the center of attention. You know him as well as I do. A rich man's son. He's attractive, I suppose, but arrogance follows him like a cloud of locusts. I hear his father is the same way. Gao the Greater and Gao the Lesser. Not a family I would want to be a part of. Why do you need to ask me about Dawnstar? You know her better than anyone as far as I'm concerned. You two practically grew up together. Frankly, I think she might have a little crush on you too. Notice how she's been less willing to train with you recently? Maybe that's why you two get along so well. Maybe her sense for ghosts and the like meshes well with the great destiny Master Li sees for you. You know what is said. Master Li believes you're special, but won't say why. It makes you interesting. Some of the others don't find it as intriguing as I do. Some even consider it an attack on their worth. Gao, obviously. You know he doesn't like you, he never has. And when Master Li tells him to model himself after you, that just makes it worse. If you... Master Li took me in when no one else would. He is a firm master, but a kind man deep inside. I imagine that he walked. If you want anything more than that, you'll have to ask someone who was here at the time. That was 20 years ago. I really don't know or care. It may as well have been Sagacious Tien, the first emperor. That was before I was born. If... Other than what Dawnstar senses, all I have is stories, but they're becoming more and more common. Tales of people being haunted by loved ones, and mad ghosts attacking people on the roads, or even in their homes. And Master Li accepts Dawnstar's ability to see and sense things others can't. If he believes her, then how could I believe otherwise? They're exactly what you'd expect. The souls of humans who have died. According to all the legends, when you die, your soul travels to the underworld. Once there, your soul is judged and placed upon the wheel of life, so that it can return to this world in a new life. A soul that doesn't return to the wheel of life becomes a ghost. According to the stories, ghosts are usually people whose souls are trapped in this world, either by circumstance or because they won't let go of their old lives. The thing is, those circumstances are very rare, and you never heard about ghosts 10 years ago. Now everyone's talking about them. It's like something has happened, and people aren't leaving this world like they should be. Either that or it's mass hysteria, but I can't believe that explanation. From what I understand, Dawnstar is very sensitive to magic and to the spirits we call ghosts. She sees things that others can't. Sometimes she knows things that she shouldn't. I really can't say if it's intuition or something else. That was my first question when I started hearing these rumors. Apparently they can look just like us, though possibly pale and faded. Some ghosts have been around a long time, and apparently they begin to change, grow distant from their bodies and become more monsters than people. The scary thing is that a lot of the stories I've been hearing are about these old ghosts, the ones that look like monsters. It just doesn't make sense. If you... I'm sure you've figured out most of my little quirks by now. I've been here a few years. I wasn't the delicate flower my family had hoped for. They believed school would calm my spirit. But Master Li has shown me how to focus myself. I have learned many skills while here, and not many of them require that I be delicate. When I am done, I haven't really thought about it. I won't go home. There's no place for me there. If I can stomach the books, I could become a scholar. Perhaps I'll go to the Imperial City. I should see it at least once in my life. I wasn't the... Don't you think that there's more important things? Leaving...
In badly, Master Li will be angry.
I'm scared that Master Li might find out.
There is talk of approaching bandits, and you bother me with unsubtle advances. How very like you, Gao. No doubt a tactic learned from your criminal father.
His name is Gao the Greater, and he built a fortune out of some ragged thieves and slave traders. If my charm can't lift your spirit, I'll buy the ground from under you.
Flaunting your father's undeserved wealth does not impress me, Gao. It only serves to push me further away.
You step beyond your station. She and I are discussing...
Thank you, Gao, but I'll pick my own poison. Now leave, and if you'd be so kind, stay downwind.
I won't forget this, Dawnstar. You show great disrespect. You as well. You will not take all the glory if there is an attack. We are not through.
Oh, he is Gao the Lesser in all respects. I thought Master Li allowed him to stay so that the influence of the father could be countered, but Gao never learns. He acts like he's above Master Li's teachings. Such are the conceits of wealth, I suppose. I appreciate that you arrived when you did. What does Gao the Lesser ever want? He's convinced that he can buy everything, and that includes people. He's a spoiled little man. I'd rather not dwell on him. Let's not increase his influence by talking about him after he's gone. What is it you wish? That is nice to hear. Gao could learn much from you if he wanted.
Yes, he said you were coming. He just passed here with Si Pat on his way to help Kia Min. It's strange that simple bandits would launch such a raid.
Master Li was concerned that this would interrupt your training. His respect for your potential is just so absolute. Has he told you any more about your future?
I don't like your bad feelings. They always end up being right. Remember the grass fire? Half of the field's gone in a day, and you knew it would happen.
You said you felt the lightning coming, but not even Master Li knows the weather like that. I trust your instincts. You are full... I can see into the spiritual, an ability that grants some insight, but it doesn't seem to be useful for anything other than keeping me awake at night. I helped Master Li discover the unrest that shapes your future, but I see only problems, while you are destined to find solutions. I envy you for that. I'm glad. You have always kept your feet on the ground. What does Master Li say? That you should keep the basics close to heart?
Let's go get your weapon from Guzhin's workshop. It shouldn't be too hard to fend off simple bandits. They're foolish to attempt such an attack.
Of course. Good company will make the walk go faster.
Nice little town you have here. Not a lot of guards, are there? How are your stocks of food?
I don't know you. Why are you asking me all these questions?
This town isn't well guarded. Forget it, let's just start looting. We'll get first crack at the good stuff.
You're right. This isn't worth it.
Bandits, huh? I see a lot of them. I better let some... Can't abandon the gate. My weapons? Yes. I don't know how to use them. I just do this so... Guarding the gate looked easy. I never thought bandits would actually come. Please don't let them get me. Don't let them.
Building is Guzhin's place. As soon as we can, we should see him to arm ourselves.
Yukut ni kung uno sa ison kudnoka ukyorir. Nararo na pirapir ni niktakatashi. Kunir puk no sangkud na no wana nyapir. Isana yuyo. Nararo na pirapir ni niktakatashi. Ikir niktine piru wo iferek uk. Wo nikasurier kwana no kuni uk nawa. Ukir wir. No fantayana ukona ni pinatawa. Usair kokanato. Tanatia. Katana no. Shafatoyo. Kokanato sir ipana. Irkana. Wo nikasurier kwana no kasa iriro. Nararo. Na pirapi. Wuno wir na no ba irsu. Isana yuyo. Konir puk no sangkud na no. To fuwe ta wita ir ukarashita wewo. Ir sonir o nikasurier kwana no ir usoana. Wo anania ifewer uk sonarok noka uk snapir. Ikir niktine piru wo iferek uk son puno. Sata tawe ir wo nawa fu kuno su kutnia awafawa ir sutok. Sairosti usyat saro rasip. Nararo na pirapir ni niktakatashi. Ikir niktine piru wo iferek uk son puno. Sata kwa ir nikarwa. Nararo na pirapir ni niktakatashi. Konir puk no sangkud na no wana nyapir. Isana yuyo. Konir puk no sangkud. Wo anania ifewer uk son. Wo nikasurier kwana no kuni uk nawata ir nik. Konir puk no sangkud na. Wo nikasurier kwana no kuni uk nawata ir nik nipier. Wuno wir na no ba irsu. Isana yuyo. Konir puk no sangkud nan. Wo soki po. Niato wo nanapati irovir. Kuni uk nawata ir. Tasir sir tintu. Funye wo wowosi ye wo tahufu. Wo sun pununok. Yapapap nasia wir sa ye uth. Wo anania ifewir uk sonarok noka uk snapir. Yukut ni kung uno sa ison kudnoka uk yorir. Wo nikasurier kwana no kuni uk nawata ir nik nipier. Ikir niktine piru wo iferek uk son puno. Sa i niato wo nanapati irovir. Kuni uk nawata ir. Konir puk no sangkud na no wana nyapir. Isana irkana. Wo nikasurier kwana no kasa iriruru. Yukut ni kung uno sa ison kudnoka ukyorir. Konir puk no sangkud na no wana nyapir. Isana yuyo. Wo nikasurier kwana no kuni uk nawata ir nik nipier. Konir puk. Osinsuku. Sa ir yakowak kokanato sir ipanoneniko. Wo anania ifewir uk sonarok noka uk snapir. Ikir niktine piru wo iferek uk son puno. Ok sasa sarana fuk no. Rek ni uk ni akawanir rapani.
Wowo sun pununok, yapapap nasia iwir sa ye wooth.
Oyoir shatyir uksayanan. Sawani karpa.
Hello, Weapon Master Gujin. Good day to you.
Swowo. O tarawir ifuir nupayir fun chikir. Ukayir otonoir nisun puno asir sunkut. If you'd prefer, I don't need to use Thofan. Now, what brings you here? Already? I assume you dealt with them, and the rest are in for quite a surprise when they get here. Well, no time to waste. Dawnstar, I watched you practice with that new blade yesterday, and I must say you take to it naturally. I want you to keep it and use it as your own.
This is a great honor. A good weapon is a true warrior's most treasured possession.
You know, you came here with Master Li as just a babe. I came not long after, and I've been holding on to a weapon for you ever since. Well, two, actually. But you need to choose which one you'll take. Master Li wants you to stay focused on your first weapon. Anything? Everything. I don't know where your master acquired these, but he has honored me with the care of two legendary weapons. You may arm yourself with either the legendary longsword, Fortune's favorite, or the famed staff, Golden Star. They say this blade was created in the forge of Smiling Fortune, blacksmith to the gods. Crafted for his son, this blade eventually found its way into the hands of men. How your master found it, I cannot say, but this ancient longsword is yours, if you wish it. They say Golden Star was forged as a gift to a water spirit of the Silkworm River. A young noble convinced the Great Eastern Serpent to fly him to the stars, where he dipped this staff in the tail of a comet. It could be pure fantasy, but the staff certainly isn't. It's strong and has an excellent reach. Your foes will tremble if they see you wielding it. I'm afraid not. She would not be able to handle one of these weapons quite yet. I'll explain why in a moment, but suffice it to say that very few people have your aptitude for maintaining focus in battle. In time, Dawnstar will be able to handle a weapon like this, but don't discount the blade I gave her. Master Li wanted her to have the keenest steel I could find. A young noble convinced the Great Eastern... It could be pure fantasy. Your weapon is well deserved, and you'll need it with these bandits so close. If you decide you truly don't like it, however, You can come see me after the bandits are dealt with. One more thing you need to know. These weapons strike with deadly precision, but to wield them safely, you must focus with each strike. Master Li has been training you so that you'd be ready for this kind of weapon. And the drain won't be crippling, but you will get tired over time. That you should. Those people will be looking to you for leadership until Master Li gets back. I know you'll do well.
Senior student. Oh, excuse me, Weapon Master. I did not mean to interrupt.
Calm down, student. What has you so flustered?
The bandits. They've already been sighted down by the beach, and they're making their way toward the town. Master Li hasn't returned yet with Kia Min. They're making their way toward the town now. The few men in the... I don't know. I will run to the school and seal the gates. Make your way to the beach and teach these bandits a lesson. I know you can.
You've done well, lad. Go back to the school now. You're... White Demon. Stab.
Hold your tongue, old man. This...
Calm down.
The...
White Demon. White Demon.
They're all over the beach!
Knew someone from the school would help. No one else could. Please, my boy Nijo is trying to fight them down on the...
I can hear fighting to the east.
It's... Calm down. White demon.
Thank the heavens you came down
White
here.
demon.
They're animals. Yet another village with no purpose. I will replenish our supplies and continue my search elsewhere. You will all, of course, have to die.
White Demon.
Cannon fire, look out! Look out! Watch yourself.
Are you? Your skills are more than this tiny village warrants. But I also see something strange, an oddity. You could be an anomaly or a sign of who I seek. A further test is needed. These mercenaries are not the only threat I command. Let us see you contend with this. Impressive. Clearly, I have been too dismissive in my search. This village will be torn asunder. Whatever you are hiding, I will have it. I have seen enough of your skills. You will die now, so I am not troubled later.
You! Well fought, my student, but I cannot risk you against a foe like this yet.
So blatant. We never thought to look in so humble a place. We expected an army. Your strategy, as always, is impeccable.
Your search is over, assassin, but no one will hear of your success. It would seem that my past is catching up to me, and you are destined to be swept along. You have faced your first spirit opponents far sooner than I intended. Dawnstar can explain the nature of such creatures. I must go and make sure everything is in place. I thought I had more time, but perhaps you are ready. Do not be so quick to thank me. My influence caused this attack. You were not meant to see this yet, but now there is no choice. I will explain to the school. You have done well, but more than this awaits you. See to your fellow villagers and students, and return to me at the school. We have a great deal to discuss.
We fought well against those bandits, but I had no idea Master Li could command that kind of power. He destroyed that ship so easily. This is so confusing. Master Li said I could explain the nature of spirits, but these were different. That sorcerer forced them to appear like wild dogs let loose. So many spirits seem lost, as if the way to their rest is blocked. I didn't think they were dangerous, but those on the beach, I sensed madness. Time drove them mad. You disrupted them by defeating them in combat. They will not reform for a long time. I hope there is peace in that, but I don't know. So much is worrying me. I was worried enough when we were expecting bandits. Now it seems there are dangers we don't even know about. They called that sorcerer an assassin. Assassins don't attack at random. They have very specific prey. I don't want anything to happen to this home. I've never belonged anywhere else. Would it be strange of me to say I don't know? I have very little memory of my home before coming here, even though I was 3 years old when I arrived. I remember moving around a lot, never staying anywhere for long, and for some reason, the robes of that sorcerer looked familiar to me. I don't know why. I'm sure it's nothing, just the memories of childhood playing tricks. With glimpses of the spirit realm invading my thoughts, I could have seen them anywhere. I can't remember specific incidents, but I am used to being shunned. People are not very welcoming of those who appear to not let the dead lay peacefully. Master Li said I was brought to him by a concerned ally who received me from yet another person. That person wanted me safe, but he said he couldn't ensure it himself. Master Li doesn't know who that guardian was or what I needed protection from. He promised to look into it, but he's not had time. Your training has taken precedence. My abilities are just a curiosity. You are the center of attention here. I prefer it this way. I can just be.
There you go again with your playful words. I never know when you're serious or what my reaction should be.
Thanks for this talk. The events on the beach worried me, but you always improve my mood. Let's get back to what you need to do. Well, we've already visited Gu Jin, who used to be a guard in the west, they say. Old Ming always has a story, and he's usually by the statue on the beach. Merchant Fen Do is in the village square. He's been... Oh, for training or learning the philosophy behind martial combat, go see... I don't want to think about it too much. Manipulating Qi has not come as naturally to me as it has to you. The things I do are different. I can see spirit shapes and hear the odd whisper. Master Li was surprised, but he has not had time to look into it further. Your training is his primary interest. Hopefully I'll find my skills useful for more than just keeping me up at night. Could we go on to something else? We are all spiritual creatures. When we die, our spirits are released to find their way to the underworld. The journey eases the transition from life to death. If their time among the living was troubled or painful, spirits sometimes get lost. They can seem almost alive and are often mistaken for living creatures. They usually only appear for a short time. They say what they need to say and then are drawn to the underworld. If a person's life is very traumatic, his or her spirit can lose its way for a long time. They can go mad trapped in the world of the living. Maddened spirits change. They lose their connection to the living world and begin to channel darker emotions. They can be very dangerous. I've only seen hints of those. It's been enough. I'm very worried about what may be coming. I don't know. That's the kind of thing old men sit on mountains to discover. Some say it is a place of judgment. Maybe it's about reincarnation. You'd think we could just ask the spirits themselves, but if we can't really understand our own answers, how can we hope to fathom theirs? If a person's life is very traumatic, maddened spirits change. They lose their connection to the living. I've only seen hints of those. It's been Then we should return.
Wanakapir awaf, van Sierra Suorofos y Sinosaurus usuno. Tawi ir koana ir sonir ipot nararo, na pirapir, unikasurir kwana no ku. Ikir niktine.
I'm so glad you and Master Lee arrived when you did. My father ran to the school gate to find students. He didn't make it? This town was his home. He shouldn't have died like this. Hopefully Master Lee can...
Oh, you. You're a friend of Dawn's... Dawnstar, there you are. I know I haven't spoken to you in a while. I saw him again last night, and I remembered what you said. I wasn't as afraid.
I'm glad, Mrs. Zhang.
He seemed peaceful, if a bit lost. But I know it's not your fault now. I'm sorry for disturbing you and for what I said before.
Remember Zhang Jin, her son? He drowned last year after the mooring she tied let go. A sad accident. I saw his spirit and told her. She thought I was calling up ghosts. Some spirits return because of trauma, to rectify something that disturbed them in life or death. They are very focused. When the pain is gone, they find rest. At least they are supposed to. Jin's spirit told his mother the accident wasn't her fault. Now he wanders, unconnected to this world and unable to pass to the next. Troubled spirits can be set to rest for a time, but unless the greater problem is corrected, it seems all dead are destined to wander until they go mad. I'm sorry, this has been difficult. I don't want to think about how it affects specific people. I'm still not sure I should have told Mrs. Zhang about her child. I don't know. People just want to be left alone. I guess blame is easier to understand than chance. Come on, we should go see if the students are all right. Master Lee...
From beating a few of them senseless. They were lucky I had to stay at my post. Yes, lucky. Why do you need to ask? Perhaps one of the villagers can accommodate you? I would rather focus on my job. Two Rivers may be remote and calm, but I still take the task of protecting it. Why do you need to ask? Farewell.
Is that the one gal the Lesser's always going on about?
I think so. I say we teach a little lesson about staying in your place when great... We're twice the men you teach us...
Man.
I knew you would not let those bandits... Master Li was looking to speak with you, wasn't he? After he left me here, he...
Those bandits didn't fight nice like you do at the school.
To hear Gao tell it, he single-handedly beat back the bandits. But I know you did. It would have been great to see Master Li deal with that sorcerer. What do you... Of course. I have to keep practicing if I'm going to be able to best you. Excellent. Let's see if we can...
I heard how you faced those bandits in the village. Many people... Is there anything you need? Perhaps... Yes, and the students are on edge. It is a shame about Kia Min. She holds the record for the most opponents defeated in my little training challenge. No one can challenge her record. I have a little something tucked away for anyone who can best Kia Min's feat. Her wound was not mortal, but it was severe enough that I will not let her fight as she is. Goodbye.
It's a shame, as... Smiling Mountain trains students in group combat, and just yesterday I managed to break...
He teased me by saying if I could go one higher, he might have a prize for me. If I could fight, he could likely round up enough opponents for you to make a run at a new record, but unless you can speed up time, I'm not sure. Then again, I vaguely recall a grass or herb that hastens the healing process. I think so, though. I know you're very busy, but if you have to take
Kutkosi wiwaya wo novaya ikakahia wo nok aworth utkur wo kokopia kawa ya elwoth. Piershat uk ni uksa ia sun puno kanhon wo ushashia uksa hiaka. Noko wo ifawia ok kun one wipifia. Kutkosi wiwaya ikakahia wo nok sisa wa aworth utkur wo koko. Yeah. Aworth utkur.
That will make his life a lot easier.
Yeah. Wo ya kukwania sinya yeah.
Niato Tawe ia kawana irsuni Wuno wir na no ba irsu Isana yuyo Kunir fuk no so Niato no napadi irovir Kuni ugnawata Irkana Tasi si tintu Fu Ipanar nuko iwa Nikasanarir Iruru ni nuasa irkana Usair kok
Those bandits will think twice. The only shame is that they're in this town. It's vital for a businessman to keep tabs on anyone with 2 coins to rub together. Things haven't been this slow since the long drought. That master of yours keeps things ludicrously stable while merchants thrive on strife. During the long drought, prices rocketed into the sky like fireworks. Happily, we don't need to waste time on my gripe. Oh yes, I had heard that someone was injured and immediately saw the opportunity to make vast sums of... Anyway, I've checked my stocks and I only have enough ingredients to make one... I'm not sure how much good it will do by itself. Oh, now that's thinking, isn't it? Yes, I suppose red silkgrass might be expensive stuff, that. Very pricey. Hard to... Get her some bearded tongue grass and she'll feel better. It won't hasten the healing any, so she'll have to take it easy. If you think you can justify such opulence to heal something that time would take care of, who am I to argue? Business has been... You see to the heart of the matter. I suppose I can't risk losing the sale when I have no other stock, so I will not... An excellent choice. There you go. Her pain will fade quickly and the bite... Your generosity is extreme. Do come back.
The sun breaks through the... Heavens, I can already feel it working. That's amazing. Yes, this should be perfect. The poultice must have cost you some... However did you manage that? Given how quickly I could feel an effect, if you're interested in trying to set a new record for smiling... I haven't talked to many of the newer students. He and I have sparred many times. He's come dangerously close to injuring me, and I've seen his aggression hurt others. I've expressed my concerns to Smiling Mountain, and he wisely advises me to focus on myself. If I let my anger get the better of me, I'm no better than Gao. I'll answer what I can. Master Li cares deeply for all of us, despite his stern demeanor. Look how he came to my rescue when the bandit... I've heard a rumor that the man leading the bandits seemed to know Master Li, but I really couldn't say why. It's scary to think they came here with a purpose, though. Why don't you ask Master Li? I can only feed you answers that are common knowledge. Some of the... Wen is the most widely traveled here, and Lin hasn't been able to stop talking about ghosts, which is a nice change when we're talking about it. If you have questions about history or philosophy, I recommend avoiding us students. Learn about the past.
Glad to see you're still well. Huh, who else? To hear Gao's side, he pushed back the bandits. But I know you dealt with the great... Of course, it was best that our master was there to deal with that sorcerer. The stories about their confrontation spread quicker than a plane's fire.
What is there to say? She tells... Kiamin says that she is feeling well and her wound seems to be already healing. I believe she will provide a fine challenge for... If you win this match, then I will have... Well done. As promised, here is a reward for setting a new standard. Kiamin is eager to try again, but I asked her to rest for now. She seems well despite her earlier injury. Now, is there anything else you wish at the moment? I can arrange for... I am sorry, but Master Li does not permit such... He does not demonstrate those skills very often. There are paths of the way that hold great temptation if one is not careful. Good. What can... Ah, yes. The lesson... What can...
Side again. Hero of the village as well as the school.
It is a well-earned accolade. We should all be...
Why? Such vermin are barely a threat. I beat a couple of those fools as well, just not the swarm on the beach. I did not run. I dealt only with the bandits that got in my way. Why waste my time stomping rats into the sand? It is not my job to rescue those who are not strong enough to protect themselves. That is an endless, foolish road. There are always victims, always weaklings. You could live 1,000 lives and still someone would be begging for your help. Why should I care? I have little interest in the other students here, and even less for the mud farmers outside. I'm here to train, nothing more. You'll soon see what I'm done with you. Go talk to your precious master.
Ah, you are back. I hope this unfortunate matter with the bandits has not caused undue... It means, however, that I must accelerate your training. These invaders... You have trained hard and are ready. You will have a pivotal role in some great events, my student, after you return from the Spirit Cave.
I object!
Gao, what is the meaning of this intrusion?
Your pet student is not the only one who fought those outlaws. Perhaps I did not stand in their midst on the beach like a fool, but I did my part. If you spent less time coddling him, you would have many promising students instead of one.
This is not a matter that can be decided by effort, Gao. There are things at play that you do not understand.
I understand that this student has received preferential treatment, and I have suffered for it. Whatever is in this spirit cave, I am worthy of facing it too. Prove it. I challenge him.
I will not have you brawling in the street. If this must happen, it will happen in the ring, as a proper test. Gao, you are restricted to styles that I have taught. I know the dark tutoring your father, Gao the Greater, has imparted, but I won't have any...
Hobbled before I begin. Of course. How else would your precious
My student, I do not trust Gao to fight honorably. I will explain what I can. Remember, Gao awaits your signal to start the challenge, my student. Then Fighters, are you ready? This challenge will continue until one of you is incapacitated. This is not a practice bout. Injury...
A possibility. I think it is more than likely.
Master...
They have a dispute, and this is the only way to settle it with certainty. It will be an honorable contest.
I said you would regret getting in my way.
Fighters, begin! It is done. The challenge has concluded and the winner is clear.
No! I'm not finished!
Gao, I have made enough concessions to you today. I thought I could guide you away from your corrupted path, but you are too much the son of Gao the Greater. You are no longer welcome among my students, and your father's house shall have no more business here despite his influence.
I was not beaten! Not by this peasant!
You were defeated by your own foolish ambition and predictable temper. I will speak with you in my chambers about your expulsion. Go now. Everyone, this challenge is concluded. I'm sure the victor would appreciate your congratulations. They are well earned. Enjoy the words of your fellows. I will wait in the main hall, where we will discuss the Spirit Cave. Be certain you are ready when you come to me. Your life is about to...
That was exciting. I'm glad you were safe. I knew you would be. Your skill is unmatched. Even Gao had to see that. I suppose that's what set him off. I hope he isn't allowed to stay. Punishment just makes him worse. Master Li has bent like a willow to accommodate him and his sorcerer's father. But don't you wish that some things made more sense? Anticipation is grueling. So much could be happening that you just don't know about.
It scares me sometimes, all this talk of troubled spirits. I didn't ask to be a part of it. As much as you want to know more, I doubt you had a say in your fate either.
I'm sorry. This is supposed to be a happy time. You've proven your ability and Master Li is waiting for you. You should go to him.
Gao should be ashamed at such
Gao gets very angry when... Gao was a fool to cheat. Our teacher is a kind man, but he is not soft and doesn't tolerate that kind of thing. You'll face worse things than Gao in the cavern. What do you... No one really knows any. He has always said that it is a place of final testing. I hear whispered rumors that there's something horrible down there. I even asked around town, and there's old stories of masters before ours sending students into that cavern, and the students never finding their way out. I don't have a clue, but I don't envy you having to go down there. Then again, you are the strongest of us. This is all rumor. As I said, no one really knows what's down there. Well, no one but you once... Leaving so...
Gao was a Thing is, your prize is going into the cavern beneath the school.
Actions were foolish. Is there anything you need? Perhaps a training set. I can arrange. I am... Yes, I can imagine Gao's actions have taught you the need to be ready for the... Facing a force means that you will have to remain aware of the fighting environment. Remember, this is only a... Very good. Another victory well earned. Good.
A potential... What? I have nothing at the moment. I can't keep my... I do what I can.
I know lots of ghost stories, but I like hearing about your fights more.
You are. Have you finished all your business with your fellow students? I expect... Wait outside, Gao. I will finish with you later. Now, my student, there are many things ahead that you must discover about yourself. I trust you know the importance of your destiny. You are an orphan, but you were not abandoned. You were rescued from the Temple of Dirge in the land of howling spirits. You were orphaned by violent action. I take responsibility for it. You see, I used to be more than a humble teacher. To learn of yourself, you must learn more of me. I was once leader of the Imperial Army. I was known as Sun Li, the glorious strategist. I am the brother of Emperor Sun Hai. I will tell you more, but first, we have an uninvited visitor. Gao never could keep his ears to himself, especially when angry. So predictable. He's heard as much as I wanted him to. Perhaps it will give him a little perspective. He should respect even the most humble person, because who knows what lies within? That includes you and me. I was ashamed. He seized your homeland during the long drought. It was an aggressive change in the Empire that would soon bring Death's Hand to power. I withdrew my support and tried to rally your people against the siege I had helped plan. A doomed effort. Many died on both sides. Sun Qin, another brother, also fell. Listen, I will tell you how you came into my care.
Come with me. No, this is my fight. Go!
Your people were killed. I am haunted by it, and now the world may join me. The assassin on the beach was a Lotus assassin, a minion of Death's Hand. More will come. Most in the Empire know nothing of the land of howling spirits. I found its people to be honorable, but I can't tell you more than that. There was no time to learn more. He is the right hand of the Emperor, and rules the Lotus Assassins in place of Prince Sun Qin, who was killed at Dirge, a death he may have orchestrated. He shows no hesitation, and gave no thought to the lives of those we faced. His influence poisons the Emperor. I have no doubt he is utterly evil. I have never faced him, but I know of no one living who has. A dark energy sustains him. That is the armor of a man who has no remorse, no pity. There were three. Emperor Sun Hai, Prince Sun Qin, the Hand of Heaven, and myself, Sun Li, the glorious strategist. Age decided our place in the order of things. Sun Hai was the eldest and therefore emperor. I was next and was head of the army. Sun Qin was the youngest and leader of the monastic order. Your people were guardians, but we did not have a clear idea of what. It is tied to your destiny. I will explain if you want me to move on. You were meant for something important, but because of my actions it was denied you. Stories about ghosts, the assassin on the beach, you are tied to this. Our dead no longer drift to the underworld. They wander, lost, going mad. In time they may overwhelm the living. It began when your people were destroyed. We are on the edge of the Empire, and not all spirits make their presence known. We are not immune, but I kept you isolated. This information could endanger you. The first assassin found us by accident. The next attack may not be so unfocused. To fix the world, you may threaten the power of some dangerous people. The Spirit Cave will make things as clear as they can be. Only you are meant to understand what is within. You will see the corruption of the spirit realm for yourself. It was partly the strange skills of Dawnstar that showed me to the corruption, and partly something that belongs to you. You'll understand when you enter. Well, it is thought that spirits naturally try to find their way to the underworld, but if their lives or deaths were painful, they return to what was familiar. The school has seen its share of tragedy in the past. Something of yours has allowed me to keep the students protected, but the dead will be everywhere soon enough. You must enter and see for yourself. Good. Focus on that. It will keep your head clear. I know you are up to this task. There are instructions inside and something that belongs to you, an amulet. When you emerge, you will know more about yourself and your destiny than I can explain, and you will better know your enemy. Spirits go mad if denied passage to the underworld. They are strong, but you can fight them. You can't kill the dead, but in defeat they are disrupted and can't reform for a time. You are tied to the reason why spirits wander. Many appeared after your people fell, and some are held in this cave. They are drawn to your amulet. Be careful. It is desired by many seeking power beyond the mortal realm. I make no apology for these trials, my student. You will come to see how necessary they are. The dragon amulet was with you in Dirge. I understand what it does, but you are the one meant to be trained in its use. I am sorry that my actions denied you this. Essence gems are used by healers and upstart sorcerers and are common enough to be wasted on ornamentation. But with this amulet, you can tap their true potential. Your people were adept at using essence gems. I kept it from you because power is a beacon. The forces behind the restless dead will take an interest in you. Even mindless spirits may be drawn to you, just as they were confined here. In achieving your true power, you become a target that many will not be able to resist.
White Demon.
student, I hope you realize your importance. The restless seek the source of this problem and eradicate it. That is your purpose and burden. I hope... Not all spirits succumb to bestial rage. A strong will can... All will suffer if the dead remain this way. Soon you must leave too. I have old friends who may guide you, but I have old enemies too. The cave is secure.
Kwanzaa irat, wiwu kukupir finisi takawo. Ukir wir, uktara no utak. No fantayana ukonan. Wowo sun ponono kisi. Ir, ikasanaria, iru. Wanakapir sari awaf, pansir suru. Sata tawi ia kawana ir sonir ipoto. Ukir wir, uktara.
You are weak!
My power is stretched thin, bled away, and you are too small, too mortal to truly understand. But small things can move beneath the notice of others. Your master hopes that you will grow strong while he leads the predators away. His reasons are clouded, but you must find a way through the fog. You are the one who can hear, the one who can act. Search. But look also for yourself. You are a spirit monk, and you are the last. I do not have the strength to answer. I am cut open, and the way to the underworld is shut. Spirits are lost with no shepherd, no guardians. You must restore us. The amulet is a focus. It will guide you. But when you know both sides of the Veil of Death, ability alone will save you. I have a moment of power, a window to grant knowledge of a primal energy. You must choose between ice and fire, and I will... I have energy enough only to instill knowledge of one, not both. Knowledge of the other may come in time. But not today. Emotions burn within, but can be coaxed outwards as well. Harness this to bring fire to your hands. Yours is the power to unleash dire flame. There is no inherent villainy in any martial action, only in the hearts of those who wield them. If you rely too much on simple force, then you cannot act without it. I can do no more. I must fade. Pity those spirits that have grown twisted. You will come to know their pain when life leaves you. Pity the world if you fail, spirit monk, for you are the last.
What are you doing out here? You are supposed to be meditating on the amulet and what you have learned for at least another day. A spirit released you? That explains your strange exit. This is a very sudden development I did not foresee. Perhaps it has something to do with your amulet. Tell me, did you learn anything about the destiny that stretches before you, or what has led you this far? Be careful. I do not want you to be misled by sources I cannot anticipate. Your people had warriors by that name. I regret that my actions caused their downfall. 20 years ago, the Empire was mired in drought. Your people revered the water dragon, so their temple of Dirge was the ideal place to ask the heavens for help. But the water dragon governed more than just moisture. The drought was part of the natural order, and not for mortals to alter. The spirit monks denied us access. The Emperor was incensed. He asked me to plan a display of power that would force their compliance. As our armies marched, I realized how wrong we were. He could not be dissuaded. I fled with you as the rest of your people were killed. You must discover for yourself what being the last of your kind means. What else did this vision reveal? You are only to retrieve the amulet, learn to place gems in it, and meditate on your future. I don't want you to be distracted.
Master Li, there's still no sign of her.
What? What is it, Wu? I'm sorry, my mind was elsewhere.
Dawnstar, as I told you, Master. She went missing after Gao's men were discovered in the school. The state of her room suggests some sort of fight took place.
I see. She is not there?
No, Master Li. There's no sign of her.
I see. This may prove useful. Thank you, Jingwu. You may go. Your appearance put Gao's disgrace out of my mind, but it would seem that your early exit from the caves has come at just the right time. I didn't mean to appear callous. I'm sure Dawnstar is fine. What I meant was that this will serve as a final measure of your abilities. What better way to show mastery over your abilities than to turn them towards helping your fellow student? Seek her out. I doubt she is in the school, and someone would have seen her if she was in the village. You might want to try the surrounding marshland. Questions must wait. Time is critical. Take some silver. I asked Fendo and the others to stock essence. You learned in the cave how single gems are viewed as trinkets and used by self-professed healers and would-be sorcerers, but you can unlock their full potential. Make sure you have everything you need when you leave to find Dawnstar. Do not cloud your mind with anything else. When you return, your course will be clear.
I heard about Dawnstar. Perhaps I can help in some... Let...
I couldn't believe it. He killed him with a single blow and laughed as this poor boy gasped his last.
You! Gao the Lesser did this. He was dragging some sort of sack and this boy challenged him.
This brave young man stopped Gao and demanded to know what he was carrying.
Gao just laughed at him and tried to walk on by, but the student challenged him. Gao just shrugged, turned, and killed this poor boy in one blow. I couldn't say. It was awfully large and looked heavy, but I was watching from a ways away. We didn't want to get close to that murderer.
We hid out of sight as Gao went toward the gate out of town.
Possibly, but we were too far away to say for sure. If you really want to know, go catch that fiend. He was headed for the gate out of town. Gao was in a rush, but you might be able to catch him.
Be on your guard if you truly mean to pursue him. Gao's mad with rage as this poor lad learned too late.
I hear you're More importantly, my stock has arrived. Braving roads dangerous with ghosts and bandits. A caravan runner just dropped off a What? I just received some new items. What? I haven't seen or heard it. Had I spotted the boy, I certainly wouldn't have let him go by after something like that. That's just not right, killing off one of... Come to think of it, I did hear something odd, like someone was carrying a load. Maybe you should ask Gu Jin. He always watches me like a hawk.
Oh, senior student. I wanted to thank you for your help earlier. It's out of the way, so I'd almost given up hope. And I was glad to see you, though, which is to say, its contents were not there. The bandits had taken almost everything I had, but I know it was still there when, well, it was rather full of silver. A life savings. But that silver... Thank you. The whole village is talking.
It's a bit of a shame what happened to the guard here. The fool got in the way of Gao the Lesser. The young master thought you might come after him, so he left us here to slow you down. Even scared, are you? Trained soldiers threatening you and you aren't even blinking. No wonder Gao the Lesser didn't want to face you. If you want to go after him, just go. It's not worth fighting with you.
Oh, my head feels like a war drum, and the battle did not go in the Empire's favor. What happened? I was speaking with Gao, that spoiled little noisy cricket. He hit me without cause. That repulsive... I wish I'd known ahead of time, you know, before he hit me. Gate guards, we're an unappreciated lot. I'm sorry about that. I didn't see her. He said no, just the key to the gate, and then I don't really remember what happened next. I might have passed out. No one's ever threatened me before. There's only one place he could have gone if he left the village. What did he do? Why would he resort to attacking me just to leave the village? What? That arrogant whelp? Go on. Why wait?
Quit crying, fool, or we will gut you like a carp.